What's going on, everybody? Product Probes back at you with another knife review, and today we're doing a fun one. It is the cadmium coated dragon blade, trailing point blade on it, but it's by Dark Side Blades. It's the DS-A019. So let me give you a close up on it real quick. So closed, this thing is awesome and it pops. Again, it's the cadmium coated, it's the rainbow handle, fast trigger. Let's dive into it and let's see what this thing's got. Alright guys, super excited about today's review. Now, want to go over one thing. First off, I normally jump into the details, but looking at this belt clip, let me show you a close-up. Looking at this belt clip right here, it doesn't seem to be too beefy, and I don't even know if you can hear that, but I'm a little bit worried about this belt clip. So that's the first thing that I want to test out is let's go see what this thing looks like in the pocket. Okay, so right off the bat, let's see what this thing looks like in the pocket. Now, well, let me show y'all right over here in the close-up. Look at this, the little claw right here. See this claw? It's going to be catching, and I don't like that. So it catches right there. If I move it, well, if I move it, it slides on down pretty good. So that's, I don't know, that's not too bad, I guess. Slides out fine. Trigger's right there, exactly where I want it. But even when I was pulling it out right then, it was catching. So, guys, that claw is going to catch. And it could just be the pants I have on, but you're going to have to move it. But once you get it in there, it's in there. With that high belt clip like this, the print on it, you do have some print down here at the bottom, but because of the curvature, the concealed side of it, with this shorter shirt, you can't really tell, but you could conceal this knife. Slides out. That time it didn't really catch, but your trigger, let me show y'all, trigger's right there. Bam, open it, single hand close, and when you go to slide it back in, just try to turn it. Well, now it's all getting blurry. There we go. If you turn it right here and slide it in, it should be fine. Alright, so it's not as bad as I thought, but one downside definitely was this claw right here that was catching on the pocket, which I didn't care for, but once it's in there, it sits fine. It actually wasn't as bad as I thought. So slides out good, your trigger is right there. Now that's one thing that I want to show y'all real quick, is this trigger is super comfortable, and bam, this thing pops out really quick. So let me show y'all. So right here, as you can see already up here at the top, the trigger on it sticks out super far. But the way you get your hands on it, if you can, just go and slide right down super fast on that trigger. So I like that aspect of it. Now, let me go ahead, let's jump into some details of this knife, and then we'll go see how much this thing weighs, because it did feel pretty heavy in the pocket. But for an all stainless steel knife, what do you expect? So, starting right back here at the back, you've got your, well, I don't know if I can get it all in the picture right here, but nice stainless steel handle. It's a 2-ply right here, so you've got your inner mechanisms and then your 2 plates. No bolsters really on them, but cadmium coated, which is your rainbow coated, the whole entire knife. And moving on down this way, as you can see, the dragon on it, his head stops here. It's almost like he's eating his own tail. So it comes down right up here. You do have that claw that was getting stuck. You can use it as a thumb ramp right here to cut down, which is a really good thing. Now, you're moving down and you have a trailing point blade, which a lot of times it's just almost, think of it like a half pipe. So it's going to start up high and it's going to move down and then come back up. Those are your trailing points, and a lot of times with these trailing points, they have super sharp tips on it. And that is a good thing. Right here on the blade, you've got the scales that come up right up through here, which is really, really cool. Got your little symbols down here. Let's see what these symbols are. Okay, so just some Chinese lettering, which would make sense because of the dragon theme going on to it. Got your Dark Side blade right down here. And as you can see in the light, it pops. I mean, it is a nice looking blade. See, the handle looks good, but look at that blade. They had really coated this thing super glossy. Point seems to be super sharp. You do have a larger belly, but a lot of times with the trailing points, you're not going to get a good slice coming through because of that up curve. So your slices are going to have to really come at an angle like this. A straight, you're going to have about 1 inch. That's really all you're going to have on this blade. As you can tell, the blade is super small compared to the actual handle of the knife. Let me show y'all. I know y'all have already seen that before I even mentioned it, but the blade on it is definitely smaller than the handle significantly, but it's got the curvature in here to help with that trailing point. Now, moving back on down, you've got your choil right here, which is kind of neat. You could probably use that as a tool or some type of pry if you needed to. Moving down, you've got your standard liner lock, and this one sticks out a little bit further, which I like. It is super comfortable. So your single hand close right here, no problem. Single hand deployment, again, super fast, but you're not going to have any problem at all. And having that little claw, which I wasn't too crazy about, especially in the pocket, but with your single hand, look at that. You can come and close it just fine. So now that it's closed, let me show y'all the back side of this knife. Right here again, it's your belt clip, which belt clip's not fine. The claw, man, it's got its pros and its cons with that claw. But with the khakis that I was wearing, that thing was definitely catching. So I guess it's the way it's going to be sitting too, but I don't see that not catching on a pocket. However, tighter pair of jeans, you could probably stick that on down. However, again, I don't know if this would be an EDC for everybody, because I'm not sure that a trailing point is the most popular blade for an everyday carry knife, but this thing is definitely a great show knife. So guys, that's some quick details on it. It did feel super heavy in the pocket, so let's go get some weights and dimensions of this thing. All right, let's see what this thing measures out to be. And it is, counting this back in, 4.5 inches closed, which isn't too bad. The blade itself is going to be 3-inch blade. If you count your choil, you can make it to be 3.5 inches, but your cutting surface is really only going to be about 3 inches, which is standard, which is pretty good due to the size difference. Looking at it, you know, you look at this compared to your handle, having a 3-inch blade on there is still really good. Now, fully open, if we can measure this thing out right, 7.5 inches, and if you count this, you could make it 7 3/4. So, not quite 8 inches. So let's see what the weight is on this thing. 5.9, am I reading that right? So, guys, this is a heavier knife. It's actually really heavy. It kind of crosses over for it not even being an 8-inch knife. So, but it does make sense due to the fact that it is an all stainless steel knife. But guys, that's it. I do like the fact that this is a 3-inch blade, not any less or any more. So guys, this thing's a winner. Alright, so that's what I was thinking. For an all stainless steel knife, this thing is pretty heavy. So, you know, if you're looking to get it, just know that from the start, it's going to be a heavy knife. However, it's really well distributed with it being such a smaller blade, because all of your weight's going to be in this handle. Because if you look right here, you see how they layered this stainless steel, and it's super thick. But with it being an all stainless steel, you're going to have that with it. But also having it stainless steel, it's going to hold up a lot better. Now, one thing that I know we all want to go check out is the sharpness of this blade. I already know the point's going to be fine with the trailing point, but I got a few hairs with this thing. I think we're going to be in for a shock, and this thing's going to be sharp. So let's go check that out. Alright, so I'm going to try this single-handed real quick. Then we're going to test out the point, which I already know is going to be sharp. I'm not real sure how good this thing's going to do with it being a trailing point, but guys, it catches pretty good. So again, it's going to catch fine, bam. But with that trailing point, you don't have a lot to catch with. So let's try to catch it back here and see if we can slide up. So, back catch, and then sliding down. However, it is sharp, which is the main thing for this knife. So guys, let's go test out the point. Little rips there, but I guess that's given for a trailing point. Let's go test it out on the cut down and test out this point. Alright, so as you saw, pretty sharp. Let's get the cut down and let's test this point real quick. So, first thing let's do the cut down right here. Guys, slices all the way through it, no problem. Again, with these trailing points, you're going to want to catch right up here, almost like this, and then slice down. So, that is a plus, and wow, guys, this thing right out of the box is sharp. So, I already got a feeling, yep, hardly any push at all. Actually, no push on those last two. Wow. Again, you don't have to push the actual point through. You can just set it, slice down. No rips on this one, a few rips on that one. But guys, for a cheaper knife like this, this blade is a winner. Alright, so like I was thinking, super sharp knife. But again, with that trailing point curvature up there, you're going to have to really come down at an angle to get your whole belly and slicing. So guys, that's it. I hope the review helped some if you were thinking about getting this knife. And if you just like knives, this is a cool one to check out. Super fast. Let me go over some pros and cons of it real quick. Starting out with the cons, and this seems to be the only big one that I have. So, when I stuck it down in the pocket, as y'all saw, this little claw right here caught on it, and I don't like that. I didn't think the belt clip was going to be that good. See that? I shouldn't be able to do it that easy and have it pop, but it slides out fine and it sits super high. So that was one thing that I did like about it. Now, of course, there are some pros. I like the trigger. Super fast, spring-assisted knife. Pops on open, great. Another thing about this knife, the point is ridiculous. And it ended up being sharper than I was, not hoping, but definitely sharper than it was expected. I can't even get my words out. So, that was definitely a pro to it. Another pro is just the overall look and aesthetics of the knife. It's just a super sexy knife. I like the cadmium coating knives, and they're hard to do and show on these close-ups because of the lighting we have in here. But as you can see, it pops. I'm not too fond of the dragon aspect of it, but if that's your thing, dragons are always cool. Definitely check this knife out. And it wasn't expensive at all. Again, it's the Dark Side. Dark Side actually makes this knife. It's the DS-A019. I'll leave the link in the description below. Be sure to check us out on social media. We're really ramping that stuff up. And if you want a chance to win this knife or other knives like this, be sure to check out our Friday night knife giveaway. We go live, we hang out, we have a good time, and we give away knives just like this every single week. So make sure you subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. And guys, I will see y'all on the Friday Night Knife Hangout, or I'll see y'all in the next one.